We're talking about global citizenship.
Yes.
Where it's a choice and a way of thinking that impacts communities, whether the community be local, in your city, region, state, national, and international. And for many people, it's the connection between the local and the global. And I like to think of it as being able to identify with the universalities of human experience and your sense of responsibility towards other humans. So my question is, what is your view on being a global citizen, and has your view impacted your career?
So when you talk about the global responsibility towards citizens, I actually would be going one step further and actually include the environment. So I don't know if that's going to help or not.
No, that it's your view. So your view as being a global citizen.
So being a global citizen for me, so the fashion industry of Australia have now taken steps to help minimise wastage and to create more of a circular economy. So there's things like that directly relate to, we're talking about the business, aren't we? Is it? No.
It doesn't have to be.
So with relation to the business, because I feel that the circular economy with helping the environment does help people, because, for instance, a lot of the amount of, I think Australia is now, I think still the second biggest industry in the world for garment retail going to landfill.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
the average person buys 78 pieces of fast fashion a year. Some of it never worn, they say they usually only, So with regards to work, any of the materials, because obviously then they would end up going to, sometimes it's landfill, and usually third world countries. So what I try to do is any fabric that we have that's large scraps, we then use those for toiles when we're doing bodices and things. We can still often end up with way more than that, so we will then donate things like the fabric cardboard rolls. They get donated to childcare centres that they use for craft activities. Scrap fabrics get donated to schools, they get donated to any sort of people who want things. Like there was a lady who made beautiful dresses for what they call angel babies that died at birth, which only needed small amounts of fabric. Another lady makes dresses for her dolls, and then they sell them. So anywhere, school projects, like a lot of the fashion students now at school are actually learning what's called, you don't just have recycle, you've got upcycle, which is by using the scraps to actually make something, or you've got a dress and pull up. We've actually been doing this for decades, but anyways, apparently now only, I'm just ahead of my time. So there's that, and also with our dresses, which we have been doing for a long time, if there's something that starts to get damaged, I pull it apart, I see what we can use to transform it to something else. If it can't and it's big enough, there's always, I sometimes put an ad and say, look, we've got X amount of fabric, and usually the schools, the TAFEs, they'll grab it, because it's too small for me to keep buckets of these, but it's big enough for them to actually make a corset or a vest, or for the kids to do that. As far as people go, it's more just basically just treating everybody equal, I think. Not looking at somebody and judging them by what they wear, how they talk. We've had a client come in, and she was a mother of one of my clients, and she was in a wheelchair with a missing leg, and another one where they've got a very tight budget, but this is something that they've saved up for. We've got girls who've done black wedding dresses for, everybody, treat everybody equal. So I really think, the only thing that I think with that is by showing them the respect and not, definitely the respect, but also not trying to get involved politically I think as soon as you start to get politically involved in things, there's always some sort of second agenda with like a lot of politicians and stuff, like whether they're supported by particular companies that are,
that are funding what
their,
there's other, the second agenda behind, hidden agenda. So being not exposing, being transparent in what you're doing, and just for the betterment of humans.
And actually, I know it's only on a small scale, because we, like huge clientele come in, but I feel if I can do something to help them, like when they come in, there's quite often there is sometimes some psychology involved when they come in, because I've had a client, whether they come in and they've been really upset because of something that's happened, because weddings seem to bring out the best and the worst in some people. And then you've got people who are guests, whatever, who just assume that they're entitled to. It just puts pressure on the bride and groom. And I feel if I can do something to help improve their day, and then it's almost like a paid forward thing.
Yes.
And
just
they tend to do it.
fantastic. Okay, I think we will wrap it up there.